Hey guys, what's going on? Jab here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin and fossil fuels. There has been a debate going on in the cryptocurrency space ever since Bitcoin was born that Bitcoin uses too much electricity and that it's destroying the environment. And this argument cropped up recently when Elon Musk came out and said that Tesla would no longer be accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment for their vehicles due to electrical concerns. So in this video, we are going to be talking about everything you need to know regarding Bitcoin and fossil fuels, whether or not Bitcoin truly is bad for the environment, and dispelling the myth that it is. We're going to be discussing all of that and more in today's video, so if you do enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, I want to start with an article over on my screen, so let's jump over there. It says this: the banking system consumes 2 times more energy than Bitcoin. Now, I'm not in this video just going to point fingers at the banking system and say, aha, you use a lot of electricity too. It's a little bit deeper than that, but we do want to start here. According to Galaxy's estimate, the annual energy usage of Bitcoin stands at 114 terawatt hours of electricity, which is quite a bit. But the traditional banking system consumes over 260 terawatt hours of electricity every single year as well. Amid ongoing concerns of Bitcoin's energy consumption, a new study finds that the traditional banking system consumes much more than the Bitcoin network. Mike Novogratz' cryptocurrency firm Galaxy Digital released a report Friday titled "On Bitcoin's Energy Consumption: A Quantitative Approach to a Subjective Question." I love that title because everybody is throwing around flagrant allegations of Bitcoin being horrible for the environment, when the simple fact of the matter is it's just one other technology in our modern world that uses electricity, and it is not inherently bad for the environment. We're going to talk about that some more here in a second, but let's read on. Compiled by Galaxy's mining arm, the study estimates Bitcoin's annual electrical consumption to stand at 113.89 terawatts per hour, including energy from miner demand, miner power consumption, pool power consumption, and node power consumption. This amount is at least 2 times lower than the total energy consumed by the banking system, as well as the gold industry, separately on an annual basis, according to their estimations. You can see here that they estimate that the banking system uses roughly 260 terawatt hours of electricity every single year. Gold uses roughly 245, while Bitcoin stands at only 120. Moving on here, we can see while Bitcoin's energy consumption is transparent and easy to track in real time, the banking system is not, so they're going on to talk about their methodology. But the point here is this. Let's go back to full screen. The point here is this. Bitcoin uses electricity, yes, but the question is, how much does it use? Our traditional systems, such as the banking system, such as the gold industry, use far more electricity than Bitcoin. But I don't want this to devolve into a he said, she uses electricity, he uses electricity. It's really not about that. What this is about capitalism. You heard me right. This is about capitalism. What do I mean? Well, the interesting thing about the climate change argument is that it seems like both sides, and I'm not stepping into politics here, I'm just speaking as an outside observer of it, it seems like both sides forget that the way that you get new technology to be developed and adopted is by showing that there's a demand for it and creating an economic incentive. Let me say that again. There needs to be an economic incentive. And the way that both parties seem to go about doing this is saying, okay, let's have an economic incentive from the government. But if you make green technology more profitable than fossil fuel technology, it'll be adopted because people like to make more money. You notice how that has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is simply a consumer of electricity. It's not a producer of electricity. It has nothing to do with the electricity debate. Bitcoin consuming electricity and saying, because of Bitcoin, the environment is being destroyed, is about as ridiculous as saying, my laptop is consuming electricity and therefore is destroying the environment. If anything is destroying the environment, the method by which that electricity is created is doing so. So if we're looking at fixing this whole climate change issue, we don't need to be looking in the direction of Bitcoin, a consumer. We need to be looking in the direction of the producers. Those are the electricity producers. And one of the interesting things about Bitcoin, if we can jump back onto my screen, is this. According to this article that was posted back in 2018 by Phil Geiger, Bitcoin is actually good for the environment. You might be scratching your head and saying, what gives? I thought Bitcoin was destroying the environment. That's what the mainstream media wants me to believe. But as we can see here, a single Bitcoin block uses enough energy to power your house for a week. But if we scroll down, Mining encourages the growth and development of renewable energies. There's a good reason for this, and I'll show you. Bitcoin mining rewards the most profitable, energy-efficient miners with that most profit. Mining is about maximizing the number of hashes per kilowatt of electricity. Currently, the most effective way to generate the highest hashes per kilowatt are through the uses of solar energy and hydroelectric energy, which are far more eco-friendly than something like fossil fuels, because those are cheaper and more cost-effective and higher ROI ways to produce electricity. Guys, remember, Bitcoin mining is designed to be a profitable enterprise so that it will competitively drive down prices and make the Bitcoin network more efficient. So, because of that, it is actually an economic engine that drives development incentives in the direction of green technology. Because if green technology can be cheaper than brown technology, if you will, fossil fuels, then it is going to be adopted. And in fact, there are plenty of statistics I don't have in front of me, but you can go and look them up on your own, that say that Bitcoin mining is actually one of the more green methods of using electricity, because a lot of the miners have their own power generation right there on their property. So here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin is a profitable enterprise. It is something people do to make money. Well, to do that, it is pretty advantageous if you have control over the electricity that you're bringing in, because if you're getting electricity from the grid, then there's a middleman there. You have the power company. But if you have solar powers on your plot of land, or solar panels on your plot of land, or if you have a dam on your plot of land, then you are the middleman. So you actually make that profit that the electric company would be making. Well, you can't build a coal-fired power plant on your own property, but plenty of people can install solar panels on their own property. So a lot of mining, especially in the first world, is moving towards solar, simply because if you put a mining rig and a mining farm out in the middle of the desert, soaking up tons of electricity, you're going to get dirt cheap electricity. Another thing on top of that is that solar powers do not have a consumable that you require. Solar panels you can put up there and they're going to work for as long as they work, and if you have to replace them, you have to replace them. Coal requires a resource, a commodity called coal, so you don't have to be constantly fueling something. So at some point you will pay off those solar panels and you'll be in even more profit. Bitcoin is actually designed in such a way that incentivizes the development of green technology, and that's one of the reasons why I hate it when people say, oh, Bitcoin's horrible for the environment. Well, by that standard, what part of modern civilization isn't? I agree we want to help save the world. I totally agree with that. In fact, I don't think anyone disagrees with that. But I really don't think discounting something like Bitcoin, which is so incredibly good for the world, is the way to go about saving the world. Bitcoin is attempting to save this world from one of the biggest threats that it faces, called inflationary monetary policy, that every single world government around the world has adopted, and is slowly but surely stealing and eroding your wealth over time. There's a reason that generational wealth is so difficult to build, and one of them is because we are constantly losing value when we hold money in the US dollar, and Bitcoin was designed to tackle just that problem. The problem that it is attempting to solve is far bigger than one of the side effects of that solution, which is electrical consumption. Cars consume electricity, buildings consume electricity, light consume electricity. Where do we draw the line, and why would we not look at cutting off something like, I don't know, video games? You know, Bitcoin is actually designed, and I'm not saying we should do that. My point is, Bitcoin has an economic incentive. It is doing a obvious, real good for the world. If we're going to look for anywhere to cut something because we want to save electricity, which I don't think is effective anyway, why Bitcoin when the very same people that are saying we should cut Bitcoin and because it doesn't use because it uses a lot of electricity are the same people that would agree with me when I say that Bitcoin is a very good thing for the future of the economic stability of our world? It really just makes no sense. And guys, to close out this video, I just encourage you, think for yourself. There are so many things going on in the world right now where people are trying to make you think a certain way. Look, I want you to understand something about us. It is not our job to tell you what to think. I'll state my opinion so that you can chew on it, but at the end of the day, it's my job to give you the ability to think. It is my job to help you know how to think, not what to think. This is my opinion. You might disagree with it. Please tell me in the comment section down below if you do, but it's my job to help you become educated enough to know how to think. And if that's something you would like to be more involved in, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and hit the post notification bell and join us around here. We would love to get to know you on a more personal basis on our morning live streams, Coffee and Crypto. Guys, that is going to wrap out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.